I think you don't have to talk about it too much. You see it all around you. People don't like the answers when you talk about it. When you talk about some of the, no, I'm just being honest with you. When you talk about some of the worst neighborhood, and then you see, especially the older people, especially my age and above, especially above, and they talk about what a neighborhood bad, we want a better neighborhood. First, they got to realize it's their sons and grandsons that's fucking up the neighborhood. You can't clean up the neighborhood, but you ain't turning their ass in.
That's a
That's the
fact.
part nobody want to talk about. They talking about, man, the crime and the drugs and all this stuff is bad in our neighborhood. Who's standing out front? What you think they doing out there watching? But, when you tell grandma that man, y'all just making that stuff up about my grandbaby. Your grandbaby ain't got no job. How you get a new car?
Yeah.
That's his girlfriend car. Where's his girlfriend? That's the conversation that until that conversation is the conversation that has to be had. You can't
Mhm.
clean up another neighborhood when they run in the yard and grandma say, I didn't give y'all permission to come in my yard. Why you think you ran in the yard with the cops behind
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Brother B. I think the same way how generational wealth can be passed down, you got generational curses, and a lot of dudes from the ghetto or from the hood, they pass down the generational curse of just plain straight laziness to their kids. A lot of kids that's 18, they come out of high school, they just want to party or they just want to find a part-time job or not even a part-time job, but they want to go work for somebody else. Like they want to go work at McDonald's or they want to go find a job at a warehouse, which is nothing's wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going and getting on a payroll, but then you stay there and you stay there for 10 years and you don't pick up no skills, you don't got no benefits over there. And then a lot of dudes turn when they see that they a lot of the time to go to school, a lot of the time to go pick up a trade, which you can always go pick up a trade, but then they turn to things like the streets, the easy way. And that's not the way to do it. And I agree with Brother B. Like it starts at home. Like a lot of kids I see nowadays, you see the kids are jumping parents. I've never seen nothing like that in my entire life, where a group of little girls go and jump the girl's mama with her daughter. I've never seen that in my whole life. That has to be a function of at home, you got no type of discipline. They just let you run around and do whatever you want. Now, to the wider conversation about the greatness of America or when was America great, America's always been great. America is great from the time of its founding, because they tried to coalesce around the idea that all men were created equal in the eyes of their creator and that they had certain inalienable rights. Now,
Mhm.
that didn't always apply to everybody. There was a time that only applied to rich landowning white men. But the thing that makes America great is the fact that people had the right to come out and speak against that and say that it's wrong. And through years and years of either wars or court cases or civil rights movements, we continue the course of progress to the point now where a guy like BVO who came from the ghetto can move to the suburbs and not be denied. You know what I'm saying? And it's not perfect. It's not perfect. And it might never be perfect, but it's the fact that we have the ability to continue moving forward in the area of progress. Now, how we fix a lot of these homes and a lot of these urban situations, like that's I don't even know. Like
A
because
story for
it
another day.
it goes by every individual case. So I don't even know because like I grew up and I'm proud to say it, I grew up very privileged. Like my mother came from another country, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, was homeless at 18 and went and busted her behind, educated herself and became a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
she's passing down generational wealth to me, not only in terms of like money and properties, but she passed down like her work ethic of
yeah,
education to me and being
yeah,
on my behind every chance she got. And I used to hate that. I used to hate how her and my grandmother, who's also from Grenada, used to talk to me. They used to talk to me like I was a damn dog or like I was a slave. And if I did anything, like if I even moved outside the line even a little bit, they were on my behind like that. But looking back on it now to the person I've become, not just in terms of my work ethic, but in terms of my morals, how I treat people and how I view situations, I'm thankful for that. And then I look around at other people who might not have had that, and I see the situations they in. So I don't even know like how on a broad level you would fix that, because you'd have to go case by case and home by home. But I still have hope for the future.
Not
And
even just so much. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Mark. My bad.
no, I was just gonna say I still have hope for the future, and I try to be on the same type of timing with as Prize. I try to talk to people that are younger than me and let them know that you need to take your education seriously, and that if you want to be a laborer, there's nothing wrong with that, but get yourself a trade. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Find a way to work for yourself. Don't stay working for somebody else, because eventually you're gonna reach a certain a certain wage cap that you're not
Yeah,
gonna be able to break through. So that's all I would say, man.
and I got salute to my man. I got my man Dub in the house. Of course, I got my right hand man Prize. But I'm gonna say this real quick. I think this is the main thing we gotta understand. Nothing's perfect, and not only do we gotta do for self, we gotta understand that we gotta be honest about what we're seeing. When you see us on YouTube, TikTok, and we just doing just absolute goofball behavior, that's why people look at us the way they do. And you say to yourself, "Well, it's not fair. Why do black people always got to be perfect?" We don't got to be perfect, but we got to remember that we didn't come from that. Most of us had down south, whether it was grandparents or people from the south who really went through it, and they tried to give us great things to do so we wouldn't be a part of the mess. But unfortunately, a lot of us want to be part of the mess. You get the results you get. You got Ray J now, one of my favorite guys in
Oh
entertainment.
man,
Ray J has been an absolute uh
a
animal,
menace.
a beast almost in the field. And now you see he got some serious health issues because guess what? You can have fun with the devil, but you got to pay the price. Just that simple. And I don't want to just make this about him, but let me read this comment. He said, "Pointless mostly. We are so indoctrinated that blacks believe if you don't blindly follow a political party or religion, you are a coon, pure ignorance." Um, I get why you say that. Pittsburgh is like an atheist, so I get that's why he says that. Um, the truth is this: Pittsburgh is just rare for black people to be atheists, man. As rough as they treat us for no reason, there's no way I can believe there ain't a God. There's no way I can't believe there ain't a God. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell you something real that people don't want to hear. I've seen God do things for me in my life that made him real. One of my favorite scriptures is "and the word became flesh." You don't have to agree with me on that. But I've seen God do it for me. I've seen God. I live by straight animals, man. I wish I could probably name names of these dudes would eat people almost. These are just scallywags I grew up with. I'm talking about dudes who make pentagrams. People don't realize when you watch Belly, the beginning of Belly, that dude's
Jeez.
making a pentagram. That dude's making a pentagram. They got dudes in the ghetto who don't believe in God. They got dudes in the ghetto who walk around with boa constrictors on their neck, just chilling, and feel like there ain't no God. They got niggas who flip cards, tarot cards. They got niggas who believe in crystals and all that devil stuff. But I just don't believe in that. And when God came to my life, it was different. So I can't tell nobody how to live or what to do. I'm just telling you what works for me. And whether you think religion is man-made or not, I've seen God do some things for me. I'm from the bottom, dog. I'm talking about wicking food stamps. I'm talking about my grandma said, "Get you a free lunch." My grandma used to give me up all the time. Go get some breakfast down there at that school. I used to be the only kid I remember. Me and the kids, we would get breakfast and lunch from school. Come home eating steakums and stuff. I mean, I don't know, man. You got to make good decisions too. You can't get the girl pregnant that you like at 15, 16. You can't do it. It's rules you got to follow.
Again, that
You
goes
you
back to
you
the
can't have
household that you was
you
raised
can't
in.
have listen, you can't have tattoos. You can't. You can't have that long girly hair. You can't have long blood blunt busting nails. You got to be somebody that people can use, man. That's what dudes do. Dudes want to have earrings like girls. They want to have these long nails or have long pink. Y'all ought to see niggas with them long girly pinky nails like they a pimp. You ain't no pimp. I seen pimps. I mean, it's called it's feminine behavior. Guys grow up around their mama and grandma too much, and they want to be a broad. I'm just trying to tell you what it is, man. What do you have? And it's just me. I'm old school, so take this with a grain of salt. What does a man need earrings for?
They
For what?
fly.
You want to show me that you're pretty? That's just how I look at it. I
But
didn't
my
see old
grandma
niggas.
thought I looked handsome in my earrings, so she wanted me to have
Yeah,
them.
I had my ears
Hey,
pierced. I don't know what you're talking about,
when I
brother.
was growing up, I heard that you was a you know what if you had your ears pierced.
Yeah, and you know what
You
happened
a
if somebody
fairy.
called me that? They wouldn't leave their girlfriend around me.
Hey, I'm just telling you. Listen, I'm
I
not
think
telling you
nobody said about me.
this ain't no R. Kelly video. I'm just telling you what I seen growing up. You know, it's just that's not what we did. You know, my aunt used to tell me if you get your ears pierced, you might as well get a tongue ring.
Now that's crazy.
Yeah,
Now,
I don't know
if you
about
get your
none of
ears
that.
pierced, get a tongue ring. I
That's
just
too
don't
much.
I
believe in
mean,
it.
go ahead and get a tongue ring.
It's not
It's a free
for
country, brother.
it's not for
The
everybody.
Africans and stuff used to have piercings all over the place.
Hey,
Our people, our ancestors.
my grandma tell me, brother, you from Cleveland, you ain't from
Yep.
Africa.
And
Man, but
ain't none of us who ever had piercings in their life. I say us. I used to be of that thought back in the day.
there you
Ain't
go.
none of us do it because our ancestors had it in Africa. And we did
No,
that because we thought that shit was fly here.
And
yeah,
that's
that's
the fact.
exactly what it was. Hey, because I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie, when I would go to
I used to have them gold Gucci earrings.
when I was young, I had the magnet on my ear when we go skating so the hunters could see my earrings from Claire's with the fake diamonds. I used to have to, and I don't know, the magnets hurt your ears bad too. I did that. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it. I'm just saying for me, I said it best. Earrings don't belong in the ears of guys. Just like when you got men who got that long girly hair. For what? Cut that off, man. Get you
I
some
mean,
waves.
I say in a professional setting, no, I don't think men should wear earrings. I'll agree with you on that.
To my
When it
brother
comes to
B3.
What's the
yeah, when it
professional setting?
I'll put it like this:
well
if you
for me, a professional setting would be an office space
anywhere you're
or a
not
business
digging
meeting.
graves, man. I'm
A
gonna say that anywhere
construction
you're
site
not.
is a professional workspace, and guys got tattoos, piercings,
But
all kind of
I
stuff.
agree
Man,
with you,
you pretty
Pride, but
much
that
a
ain't.
grave digger when you and you make a great living. There's nothing wrong with being a construction worker, but you out working outside, so that's
No, I
different.
don't. I
Yeah,
work
it's
inside.
different.
I build
I'm not talking.
skyscrapers.
Listen, when I say you're working outside, what I'm saying you're not working in the normal
Like you
corporate
working with your
environment.
It
hands, Pride.
depends. It depends what kind of trade you take. If you're a laborer, then you liable to be outside. If you're an operating engineer like me, where I go at is going to be heat. So, and air conditioning most of the time. If you work with a good
Hey,
company and they got good equipment,
my brother said he said it's a
Well,
cultural
let me.
thing. Tattoos and jewelry don't see the point of change, but I'm not calling Mr. T anything
Yeah,
but
Mr.
sir.
T is one of the most masculine individuals I've ever seen.
And this is the thing. Don't miss mistake what I'm saying. I said it's not for me. I don't believe
yeah.
in that. When I was growing up, that's the guys around me called that girly men. Girly men had the tattoos, had the earrings, because at the end of the day, if I take my shirt off while we got a company picnic, I don't want to look like what my grandma said. You don't look like no damn art easel.
Wow.
You don't look like no art easel. No, if that's how you want to move, you want to have tattoos, that's cool. I didn't grow up with that. I just didn't grow up with that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying for me, people I looked up to, Sammy Davis, Muhammad Ali, they didn't have tattoos. Marcus Garvey, um, Stokely Carmichael, them guys didn't have tattoos, so I never wanted one. But if your favorite person had one, then cool. My favorite, one of my favorite fighters, Floyd, didn't have no tattoos. But if that's what you do, that's what you do. My Uncle P used to have a scorpion on his arm. He thought he was the man. And my granddad called him what she he used to call him a black fairy.
Oh,
But
jeez.
that ain't true.
That's crazy.
That's what he used to say though. That's how the old guys was, man. So I mean, my man said we not descendants from Africa. You can say that if you want. At the end of the day, everybody comes from Africa, man. The first bones were found in Africa. I don't have a problem saying that we descend from there, but we got 7, 8 generations here. We from America, dog. And I'm not about to be sitting in no hut with no doggone Travis Scott song. Just not gonna do it.
That sounds crazy.
Just being real. I'm being real. The problem is this: people don't know how to be honest on what it is. But let me ask you this: we got my man Dub and us. Dub, how you feel about this conversation, man?
I think it's an interesting conversation. First thing, as always, man, shout out to my brother BVO in the building, aka Sombrero. You know what I'm saying? Prize, Coach, Marky. I hope I ain't missing nobody. I can't see everybody's name.
So respectfully.
What up, man? How y'all feeling? But I
Right
think it's
side Dub, what up?
a fantastic conversation. It's interesting though, kind of I'm from the country. I grew up with the old folks, so I see things a lot how BVO see it, where it come. And I went through. I kind of spoke on going through a rebellious stage at one point in my life. You know what I'm saying? Really, from probably like that 11th grade year going into probably my sophomore year of college. About those 4 years right there, kind of rebellious. You know what I'm saying? Got my hair, it's out of order. You know what I'm saying? Got my ears pierced and all that kind of stuff. But as I got older, you return back to your roots and what you learned as a child. And the way I think the question was posed, how do we fix it? The way we fix it is you address your home first. Each man needs to be addressing their home, and that's the start of fixing the situation that the quote unquote foundational Black Americans, I heard y'all use that earlier, the quote unquote foundational Black Americans are in, is because once again it's the lack of men. Men aren't standing up and showing or leading accordingly in the neighborhood. And so the next thing you have is because I remember a time where if Bradley and Brian daddy them was outside, I don't care whether he's right, wrong, and indifferent. You know what I'm saying? You better do what that man tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we was raised. You know what I mean? You did what adults told you. You ain't go and push back and want to argue and do all that kind of stuff. You did it. And if for some reason it was wrong, and I got in trouble for whatever it was, and then I have to address it with whoever. I'm like, well, this is what I was told. I was following instructions. Y'all always tell me to follow those instructions. You know what I'm saying? And then they would address it with each other and say, okay, so you got bad instructions. We'll figure that out. But I need you to stay in order. You know what I'm saying? And the lack of order that we have these days is just out of order. I mean, it's just incredible. That's the whole problem that we have is the lack of order.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, I think the thing, and I ask you this, Bernard, when a guy like you, right, who went through a lot of different things, and you came home and changed your life, what was the main driving force that said, you know what, I gotta let go of what I was doing? Because it seemed like you was a brother with principle from the gate. How did a guy like you even operate in the street?
I came up in an era where principle, your face, everything was what you lived on. I came up at a time where when you got in the street, somebody had to put you on. Right. In order for them to put you on, especially if you were a young kid, you had to have a reputation, or your family had to have a reputation of being stand up. Right. And so they put you on based on that. And when you got on, the first rule you learned is that you paid what you owed. Your face was everything. Like I tell young people now, y'all know street lingo, but y'all don't know street rules. They'll say my face card good, but everybody know them for stealing and robbing. How you got a good face card, people know you for being a thief? You know, back when I was young, if you ain't take care of your kids, niggas didn't fuck with you. You was an outcast. because that
And
was
coach,
your responsibility.
and coach, back then, correct me if I'm wrong.
Huh?
When you stepped out, you represented your family as well.
Even
You
if you
didn't
was
just
in the
represent
street.
yourself. You
Yeah, even if
represented.
you was in the streets, you represented them.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's hurting us now. The first name is more important than the last name. I remember when the last name was important. If your brothers and all them knew you was doing something that was underhanded, man, he stole, he robbed, man, he got something on face value and didn't pay him. Oh, they was gonna pay for it because when they caught up with you, you was gonna pay for it, and it was your brothers because the family name meant something. Do you know family reputations is what built this country? Everywhere you go, I don't care what city, I don't care what state, I don't care what ethnicity. The family
Yeah.
names built this country. Everything about this country was built on family names. So
Yeah.
if your family name is trash, then who gonna fool with you? Ain't nobody gonna fool with you if your family name trash.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what the first thing they say, man? That's the
Your
that's the,
daddy
the,
was
the
a rat.
Carter. That's the Carter brothers down there. They dad ain't he worth a damn anyway. So they ain't food down. You get away from them. That what they tell you. Get away from the fools.
Nah, that's real. That's real. That's real shit. And that's the thing. We don't hold these kids to no standard. I see a kid do some cold wicked shit. Teacher say look, the teacher say something to him. This nigga say, I'm gonna call my mama. Back in my day, your mama going upside your head, number one, for embarrassing the family, and then number two, for telling the teacher you gonna call your mama after you knew it was wicked.
Man, let me ever call my mother off of work. Let me ever get my father to come off his job to come to school for me. It's over
Yeah,
with.
it was
I was getting
wicked.
whooped inside that classroom in front of the whole class.
On site.
It's like your mama wanted to prove to the teacher that y'all wasn't niggas. Like she gonna beat
Yeah.
me. Yeah, she gonna prove to the teacher, oh, we don't operate like this.
Yeah.
But
We
nowadays,
don't raise no hands. Yeah.
your mother will come up there and uphold your actions.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Get up there and defend the nonsense that you got going on. And I remember once again, I remember a time where my mama or my grandmother, because my mom would be, in Macon and in school and things like that, they had to come up to the school. Man, I'm about to pee on myself in what that's the last thing you wanted. And they weren't gonna get up there and defend. Man, they talking to adults. They're gonna believe the adult before they believe you. It ain't this whole, oh no, I know my child, they ain't gonna do nothing wrong. Nah, this what the teacher said. The teacher ain't just make this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? The principal ain't just make this stuff up that you done said and did. Come on. You're gonna have to deal with. And then I had to do this not too long ago with my son. I'm like, bro, the teacher, we had like this little app called Dojo. Well, they got rid of it this year, but previous they had Dojo. And the teacher would kind of look out there, text you on, give you updates, grades, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got that, Dub. We still use that.
And so my son teacher hit me up when he was in like the third grade, I think, said he acting a fool up here. She didn't use those words, but so get what?
Yeah.
And get what I said? I'm on the way. I'll be there.
I'm on the way.
In 10 minutes. So when I get up there, they, I'm gonna, hey, when I come with belt in hand. Hey, y'all told me we're gonna correct it now. And they said, well, if you're gonna take him outside, you gotta check him out, Mr. Wright. You gotta check him out. All right, I'll check him out for all of 5 minutes. I'll check him out, beat his butt, and then send him back in there crying. You're not gonna act the fool. You got home training. You done been raised correctly. You know what's right and wrong. So you're not gonna act any type of way up there. And I don't need them to explain exactly what was going on. I don't care what your story is. You may feel like you was right. The teacher seen what was going on, and this is how they conveyed it to me. You're gonna deal with the consequences accordingly. He ain't did it since. I ain't never been called to the school since.
I'll tell you guys something funny about what you're saying, Dub. I remember like when we was young,
Now, I don't know. You got to live in the hood to experience it. They would have these like reverends. They be super my mouth to Curtis. They be like what do they call it? Mormon. And we be out there with the Mormon niggas, man, playing like we don't know who God. Just being ignorant niggas, right? And I remember my grandma said, "They got a place for a fool like you." I said, "What you mean?" He said, "I ain't got time to whoop you because I know where you about to go." And it was funny
And it's
because
gonna be hot there. It's gonna be hot there too, ain't
hey, hey, you know, I had an older cousin, my cousin Brandon, and I can't wait to get to hell.
That's crazy.
Hey,
I used to
you
say
you
stuff
think
like
I'm
that too.
joking, man? That's just how little bad kids was. It just felt like whatever you got, what you're not gonna get there with no whooping. And my grandma would whoop my cousin. Man, she beat the skin off this nigga. He'll say he wants some more. I'll never forget it. He just had that, and I see it now with my daughter. My youngest daughter is just a little goofball. She told my daughter, I want another whooping. What? She told my wife, I want another whooping. And it's like, come on, man. Don't nobody want to sit here and powder you because you don't want to listen, girl. Just do what you got to do. You already living like a queen. You living rich. What more do you want?
No, no,
You
hold
Well,
on.
know? Because I
I'm
used
like
to
the
come home. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm like the brother in what were the Inglorious Bastards? Oblige him. Go ahead. All right, you want another? I'll oblige you then. Hey,
And
you better hope.
I
You
can't
better hope.
get, and
You better
Dub, I
hope I throw
can't
my
get
smoke
mad.
out. You better
I
hope
used to
I
say
throw my
stuff
smoke out.
like that. And you know what's so crazy? I grew up in the house, not when I was with my grandparents, but it's kind of funny to say this, but when I was spending like the weekend with my mom or dad, and I go over there, you can comb your hair in the back of their fridge. I mean, it'd be nothing but condiments in their fridge. And my grandma say something, you want to live like that? Or you want to come over here where you got, because I didn't grow up eating out the fridge. When I was growing up, my grandma would get up and make you something. It wasn't just you gonna scrounge around her fridge because you weren't allowed in her kitchen, let alone to have her fridge door open. That just didn't happen when I was a kid. She'd get up and make you something, whether it's 2 to 7, whatever. But I'm just saying it was just rules and regulations. You didn't get in Norma Jean's kitchen about nothing. You didn't cook no noodles. You didn't make nothing over there. You don't make no Kool-Aid over there. You know what I mean? You ask no God rest his soul. No, that's Norma Jean's kitchen, dog. Either you eating or you passing through. And see,
Thanks.
just having those little rules like that is very important. Now, something I picked up recently, my wife don't gotta wash a dish because I just want her to know I appreciate what she does do. And yeah, she pissed me off sometimes, but I want her to feel that hey, BBO appreciated what you do, so you ain't gotta wash this. Girl, I already got a world class dishwasher. I got the whirlpool. It ain't enough for me to wash a couple of dishes up and throw them in the whirlpool, take them out. But
I
go
ain't
ahead,
doing
Doug.
no
My bad.
dishes. I ain't doing no dishes. That's dead.
I was just gonna say same thing with Big Mom. Hey, like you said, you either passing through or something. You
Well, you
about to
eating
sit down
something.
at the table. That's it. Don't go in that refrigerator and taste that orange juice because the only thing else left left to drink your water in the house. So you better not. And you drink orange juice in the morning. You get your glass of orange juice, and that's what they used the frozen orange juice back then.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, they ain't got no fresh squeeze
no,
with the
hey,
pulp
so
in it.
yeah, no, so big, hey, you better not take. I think I told you this. My cousin Deuce, he used to always come over, and what he do? Get me. He my older cousin at this time, so he done went out to the military. He coming back. First thing he do, hey, you want some orange juice? No, he ain't supposed to be in the kitchen. No, but I'm following. Get that orange juice. Get the first thing he say, Big Mom. He got him a glass of orange juice. Oh God. All right. He being
I'm gonna
set
keep
up.
it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck, but no, my grandma, it was just so funny because couldn't nobody make a sandwich like Norma Jean, boy. She make them sandwiches, man. I look like my granddaddy had a sandwich fresh off the TV screen, bro. And she would wrap them up for him. I don't know if you guys see, a lot of y'all probably too young know the Cosby Show. There used to be a show called The Cosby Show. He'd make these big old hoagies. And I remember one time I came home, ate his hoagie. Man, they beat me like they didn't know me.
Like it
And he used
stole
to have these,
something.
hard chips called Grandpa Shed chips. They used to come in a black bag. Them chips will crack your teeth, man. They eat them old hard chips and pickles, and just be watching the Drew Carey show or Family Feud or my granddad would call it the Wheel, the Wheel of Fortune. Jeopardy with Alex Trebek. And I'm gonna be honest with you, those people seem a lot happier than the people you see now. Who gotta go like have you ever like I don't watch stuff like Love and Hip Hop or
Hell
what's
no.
the show with Ghost? I don't watch that stuff because that's not realistic, man. You know, when I was in the street, I was nothing. I was like Bernard Hopkins when my man beat to my wife. BBO was a doggone wallet thief. So if you think about it, if you ain't nothing but a cat burglar, what the heck you need to watch some dude talking about he's selling major pounds and drugs for what? You know what I mean? If you ain't nothing more than a gumball thief, you know I'm type of dude punch in your mouth. Give me that gumball. You know what I mean? You ain't got
This dude,
you ain't got to be.
gumball thief.
Hey, I'm just calling it what it is because people be wanting to put all this sauce like they this and that. Hey man, I was a young confused dude who wanted just to have fun. That's why I would get people swirlies because I thought when I seen them guys doing that on Safe by the Bell, I thought that was fun. I didn't know when you shove somebody's head in the toilet, they'll want to hurt you bad. Who knew? You know what I mean, Coach? What you think, Coach?
I think he was a sinister young man who had a lot of deep-seated emotional problems. But other than that, you know, hey, you a pretty cool dude.
Hey, I tried to be, man. I remember we had through the used to be like a lot of Chinese people that at the mall shot the Royal Niggas Malls closed. And they would throw Chinamen down the mall, down the escalator. All right, so one day they threw my cousin Brandon down the escalator. He come home limping, bleeding like a pig. They done threw him down the escalator. And I remember thinking they was wrong for that. But think about all those guys that I threw down the escalator. You know what I'm saying? And if you throw somebody down the escalator now, you might get arrested. But back then you could do that kind of stuff. You know, we
if you
could.
saw them down the steps specifically because they're Chinamen, that might be a hate crime.
No, they just were Chinamen. And that's what we did. We threw them down the escalator, and then one day they threw us down the escalator. It wasn't about. See, this is weird to say this for people that don't get it. It wasn't a race thing. It was just that they were small and we were big.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You said.
So it was a height thing.
Hold on, what you say, Coach? What do you think, Coach?
You was just an asshole.
I agree. Like some of these things I'm hearing, like the man was stealing wallets and gumballs and throwing people
No,
downstairs. And man, how
no
was I
doggone
supposed to know
volunteer.
shoving somebody's head in the toilet was gonna make them upset? How was I supposed to know that? Like I've never heard these things come out of any other human being's mouth, other than you.
Hey, I put like this. It wasn't out of hate. I like the Chinamen. I love General Tso's chicken. It was just they were small, we were big. That was it. When you 10 years old and you 5'10", 5'11", and you got dudes walking around 5'4", 5'5", you're gonna try to dominate them. That's it. That's just what it was. And I mean, people don't understand that now, but that's just what it was. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna show you that you a punk. You know what I mean, Coach? That's just what it was. I mean, it's just like when dudes will wear like a starter jacket. You're not going to wear your Phoenix Sun starter jacket if I don't got one. I'm going to wear it. You know what I mean? That's just what it was. What you said, Coach?
And that's why little guys started toting pillows.
I was just about to say, we would have clapped you.
Hey, it's
Great
funny
like
you
that.
said it. It's funny you said. I remember one time when I realized it was getting treacherous, man. I was strangling this dude. We was outside the arcade, so I started strangling dude. And dude came back with a little, you know, what is that? I guess you call it a little pea shooter. And you know, I hit him with the Debo. What you gonna do with that? And I can tell you this: I was so glad that I had watched that movie Friday because when I said that, it actually worked, and he actually eased off. But I could have got in trouble, man, because he had bought something for me. But I just hit him with the Debo line. What you gonna do with that besides make me mad? And he let me go. So I mean, you just never know, man. When you a kid having fun, you gotta be careful with the kind of fun you have. So to my brother BC.
Oh, that sounds good and well. I'm just telling you today, go do. And I was just watching the video. Little brother, you know what I'm saying? There's a dude bigger than him, walking up on him, talking crazy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting down at a little table.
Mm-hmm.
When dude tried to rush him, what happened? He took 2 to the stomach. 2 to the
Yeah.
and get what? Right after that brother, he called the police and said, hey, he called the police. He said, well, hey, this is what happened. And then they looked at the camera. That man ain't get charged with nothing. You got to be careful being out here acting a fool like that, putting your hands on people. The lack of not having discipline in your life. That man not having discipline in your life you will lose your life. I don't think y'all understand. I don't think y'all understand how precious life is. And it may seem like it's fun. You get a little adrenaline rush or whatever. But watch how that adrenaline start pumping when them bullets in your stomach.
Not only that,
But you never had the
everybody got
experience
their
of.
breaking point. Like at some point, and we see it a lot of nowadays with the school shootings. A lot of those kids were getting bullied and beat on and strangled and their heads shoved in toilets by guys or thrown down escalators and stairs by guys that were a lot like BBO. And
It
eventually,
just
I'm not making excuses for nothing. They reach a breaking point. And I'm glad nobody reached that breaking point, or maybe they did with you, BBO. I'm just glad you're here. But that's
hey,
not cool. And that's not nothing to
I
that's not
strangled
nothing
a
to
dude.
propagate.
I'm gonna tell you what made me learn. I strangled a dude on the free bus, right? And he came back. He swore to God I didn't run. He swore to God I ran. He told everybody at school I ran. I didn't run. I just went inside the Dairy Mart and didn't come out till my grandma came. But I didn't run. He swore to God I ran. I didn't run. I didn't run, man. I went to Dairy Mart where they couldn't see where I was at. I really just went in the bathroom waiting for my grandma to come.
You ain't run, you just hid. You ain't run, you just hid.
I didn't. I went into the Dairy Mart. When the dudes came back the next day at school, oh, we had BBO. He ran up out of there. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, I didn't run. They didn't know I was in the bathroom. They had blades on them. Dudes thought they was samurais or whatever. So they came with something for me. I don't know if the niggas thought they was Samurai Jack or what. But I ended up just going to the bathroom, wait till my grandma got there. But you have those issues. Sometimes you got to retreat. I mean, and you learn early on. Like I remember one time, and I thank God we didn't catch this dude. I wanted to cause harm to somebody. He ran in the field, and it wasn't nothing but the grace of God. Because if I would have got him, I would have did something bad to him. The bus come, he hop on the bus and leave. God is merciful in that, man, because I had something for that dude. And just like them dudes that came with them blades, like they was samurais for me. Hey, it is what it is. You got to be careful, man, what you say and what you do, because everybody ain't playing. You know, I remember my cousin spit in this dude's face, and dude came back with, a weapon, and he wanted to do some damage. So, I mean, for those kids that, and I don't think kids like us exist anymore. Kids that were just having fun bullying people, you gotta be careful doing that, because it's a lot of dudes that get soft hearts and they want to hurt you about it. So just make sure you're being careful, man. You can't slap dudes on the free bus all the time. They might be a punk and go get something. They can't fight you.
You shouldn't do it. If you a follower of Jesus Christ, you shouldn't do it at all. Like let's be clear. Like
No, I'm not. No, this is like
let the other individual drive their bus home. Don't bother people. Don't be a bully. Don't be an asshole. Like, come on.
Don't be in a rush to meet it. So you giving them guys room to come up. So you think it was good that them kids came with them blades like that?
They supposed to burn your big ass up. They supposed to fillet your ass. That's what they should have did. They should have left their name carved in your belly. You would have never forgot that. You might not have had a tattoo. But you would have had a brand. You'd have had a brand. I'd have said that. So
them brothers had something my brother Freak. You hear me, Freak? Oh, okay. But they had them Jack Willane. I don't know if y'all know who Jack Willane. They had them Jack Willane. Now I remember dude said, "Don't let me catch you." I didn't run, and I say that to this day, 20-something years later. I didn't run. I just went into the Dairy Mart. Go ahead.
Let me say this. You didn't run. You just put a light jog to hide in the daggone room. You didn't run. You just put a light jog to it. But what I was going,
No.
what I was going,
Go
what I
ahead.
was going to say is, you might not have started as a hate crime, but then though that you were black, they were Asian, and you threw them
Mhm.
down an escalator, that's a hate crime.
Thank
That's a
you.
hate crime. You picked them up and threw them down the escalator. If they would have called the police and got a lawyer, they would have got you for a hate crime because that's one nationality versus another nationality. You only picking up
And you oh
Asians.
yeah, exactly.
You ain't pick up no Caucasians. You didn't pick up any Africans. You didn't pick up any Hispanics. You only or other blacks. You picked up Asians and threw them down the escalator. That's a hate crime.
They was throwing. Hold on. Don't try to get like this man. I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say, but don't try to act like them dudes was innocent. Them dudes was throwing brothers down the escalator too. That's where we got it from.
Hey,
It
hey,
wasn't.
it's still a hate crime. I'm not saying that just because somebody else does it doesn't mean that it's not a hate crime. If you see two dudes going in the daggone store and take money out of the cash register, and then you go do, you say, hey, well, they did it. Why we getting on stuff for stealing out of the register? They did it. It's still stealing. They just didn't get caught doing it.
Hey, I'll be honest, Pittsburgh. I'm with you. I thought it was just kids being kids. I'll tell you guys a funny
Man,
story.
Pittsburgh,
So,
what I realized about
so
Pittsburgh T is he's just a contrarian.
let me tell you this funny story. So one time, this dude owed my cousin some money, and we had spent the night at his house. We was playing it. I don't know if y'all remember playing the Xbox, the black Xbox, the big giant black Xbox. So we playing the Xbox, and my cousin was older, so he had work shoes or whatever. He used to work at Wendy's. So they used to make them wear these big black work shoes. So my other cousin filled his shoes up to the brim, and then he set his shoes back neatly in the closet, right? I remember the next day, my grandma wake me up with a belt. Was you there when he did that to that boy's shoes? I said, no, I didn't know he did. My grandma said he's a liar. Get him. But I always thought that was funny that this dude fit up somebody's shoes, man. This on some. See, I used to like that Dennis the Menace prank stuff. People don't like that prank stuff. You know, what Miss BB used to call me a black white dude or whatever. I don't know what she talking about, but I was like that prank type of
That's
stuff,
that
man. Everybody
Dominican
don't
talk.
like that. Now I like that prank stuff, man. But I don't know what you got on the coach. I see you didn't do none of that pranking stuff, huh?
Nah, I wasn't into that. I was just trying to get some money. I mean, just be keeping it real. I just was trying to get some money. If dudes ever get money, they'll look at you like you a cold-blooded jerk for doing stuff like that and unnecessary heat to them. So I wasn't into that type of stuff. That wasn't
Hey
my
man,
thing. That just wasn't my thing. I mean, you was a oversized jerk. That's all. We used to know the stuff you was doing. We used to look at dudes your size like that's the big retarded shit. And we
you
just
said
really
what?
hate their attention. That's how we used
I
to say it
can't.
back in the day.
I
Your
can't hear you.
mic
So
was
you
kind
got.
of muffled, coach.
I
Yeah,
said
I could.
we used to call dudes like BVO the big stupid retarded kid. So
Oh,
we're just ignore you. Because nobody else did stuff. Nobody else did goofy stuff like that except for the overgrown silly ass kids. We
oh,
looked
you
at you
rough, man.
like, hey, we didn't even really know if that was your real age. We was like, man, y'all know he done stayed back like 3 times. Man, leave the retarded kid alone.
That R word a bit harsh, coach. Come on now.
When we when
This
we
was
when
back,
we
this was back in the 80s.
yeah, I know
In the
it's
80s, this was rough. Like in the 80s, it wasn't no,
No, no,
it
I just
wasn't
mean for
no
the show. I get what you're saying, coach.
yeah,
I
no,
just
I
mean
was in
for the
that
show.
it wasn't no politically correct. He was asking me how we looked at it back then. That's how we looked at it. Like BBO would have been considered a goof. That
I
type of
agree.
stuff. He was the crash out dude. Hey BBO,
he's a trash.
run across the street and snatch some 2 liters out the store. We ain't want him. We just want to see if he'd do it, and he would do it.
No, that's not the coach, man. But I ain't gonna lie to you, cause when my cousin filled up my cousin Monty's shoes, man, you know me and Monty didn't talk until I turned 21, and that happened when I was like 10 or 11. He had held that grudge like a girl, man. That was crazy. He held that grudge, man. I won't even want to put the shoes up. I just thought it was funny.
That's probably not all you did to that guy. You just don't remember the other stuff.
But it was
Knowing
so
you,
crazy because he filled up dude's shoes to the brim, man. Oh, my grandma was so mad. I never forget that. That was a tough whooping, man. She went too far. Rest in peace, the normal Jean, man. She went too far that night. You don't wake nobody up with no belt. That's crazy. I don't know if you ever, have any of y'all ever experienced that before?
yeah, I got woke up with a
What?
spoon.
Man, we used to get caught like they used to catch you out the shower. You know what I'm saying? You get
That's
out
what
the
I was about to
bathtub,
say, Dub. Yeah,
you get
they
out the
wanted that
bathtub,
skin
and
wet.
yeah,
Come on, people.
they coming straight for you when you look. Once they hear the water start running,
Out the
or
tub?
you start,
Whoa.
yeah, right when look.
So,
You
hey,
once that water start running or the you know what I'm saying, you start to they hear that, you know, that drain when you done took a bath, that drain start to sounding off. Oh man,
Yeah.
the switch just meet you right at the front door, right at the bathroom door with the switch, waiting for you. Oh
Oh
yeah,
Straight
man.
yeah.
psychological
hey,
warfare by the
video,
parents, man.
I'm
It
gonna
was
tell you like
wild.
this, video. When you talk about beating, I'm a product of the '70s. Everybody in the neighborhood got beaten. There was not a single kid in our neighborhood that didn't get beaten. If you didn't
Oh
get
yeah.
beaten, you wasn't from the neighborhood. Matter of fact, it was no Caucasian where I grew up at. We didn't. To see a Caucasian was like seeing a daggone unicorn. You very seldom
Yeah,
see
you
a
didn't see that when
Caucasian
I
in
was
my
growing up
neighborhood.
either. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, everybody got beat. I mean, I got beat in my front yard because I did something I wasn't supposed to do. I got beat all the way home because I rode my bike to the other neighborhood, and my father and my mother told me not to leave the block. And my father caught me because he was hustling over there, and I happened to be right on the same block that he was hustling on, and he beat me all the way home. Look, none. Kids got beat all the time. That wasn't nothing unusual. That's why when I moved to New York and I heard about CPS, I was like, when they started this, I never knew that was a thing. I never knew nothing about CPS.
Man, one time I told my mom, I said, look, they in school, they give you the lesson, you ain't supposed to do this, and the parents ain't supposed to do that. One time, man, I'm getting a
Yeah,
whooping.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
I'll just say this that
can y'all hear me?
I
my
don't think
grandmother
BBO
was
can.
really
BBO,
harsh,
can you
man.
hear Dub? You don't hear Dub
She
talking?
was harsh, man. She'll beat you because she had a
I
rough
don't think
day.
BBO can
But
hear
I
us.
respect it. I wouldn't do my kids like that, but I had a lot of fun with her. And she always would tell me that I really
Yo,
made it
BBO.
fun for her, man. But rest in peace to my grandma. I say this. I wish I wouldn't have caused her as much frustration as I did, if that make any sense.
BBO,
You know what I mean?
BBO,
Can y'all hear me?
you don't hear us.
Yeah, I
I
can
can hear
hear you,
y'all.
BBO. You can't hear us.
Yeah, I remember. He's gonna figure it out. But go ahead, Dub. What were you gonna say?
I can't I can't remember exactly where I was going with it.
Uh, I don't know what's going on with BBO, but for his mic be acting up. He can't hear. All of a sudden, it's been going on for like 3 weeks now.
And we be in the middle of conversation when it happened. You be like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm just saying, I think that, man, you need to.
Bro,
Oh,
he
I know what I was gonna
backstage.
say.
I don't
When
even
you,
think he realized he backstage. He probably still talking.
but no, what Free said when he was talking about CPS and all that kind of stuff. Back, the school, they want to tell you, well, your parents ain't supposed to do this and this and all this other kind of stuff. I remember, man, my mom, she came in, she hit me across my back with the belt one time. Well, I said, hold on, you ain't supposed to be able to do that. And she said, who told you that? I said, well, that's what they said at school. She said, well, hey, you make whatever phone call you want to make, but just know I'm gonna beat your ass until they get here. So just be prepared for everything that you're gonna deal with while you wait for them to get here. I said, I ain't making no phone calls out here.
Nah,
I don't want,
I
I
don't
don't,
think.
want no smoke. I don't want no smoke.
Nah, I don't think whooping kids should apply. Like, I don't think that's helpful for every child in every situation. Like some kids, like my nephew, who he had a rough, like from the time he was born, his mother, she didn't have it all there. Then he had to get adopted by another family that loved him. then that family, because he's having problems, psychological problems. He's fighting. He's doing all this other things. She had to give him back. Whooping him did not work. If anything, it exasperated the problem and made him even more aggressive. They gave him back to his mother, and they're confused. Like, he's asking me questions that a 6-year-old should not be asking. You know what I'm saying? Like, why him and his brother don't live together? Like, I don't think whooping that child is gonna help. So I talked to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get him counseling and different services. So I don't
No,
think it applies for every situation, but for most, like 8 out of 10 of these kids that come from 2-parent households, or they have their mother and their fathers in their life, they need to get whooped, especially when they acting out in school, because they did not. Where did you pick that up from? If you have 2 parents that are in your life and are trying to
no.
help you,
I'm I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the stuff that we getting from the young kids now is because they don't get beatings. It's because that
Mhm.
the parents are not allowed to put hands on the kids. They tell me, oh, you got to put them in timeout. Kids don't respect timeout. They don't respect that. They
yeah,
respect you putting your hands on them and they low. Okay, if I do this, I know they're gonna beat me, and that's gonna hurt. So I'm not gonna do it again. But you tell
I
me
ain't
I'm
gonna
gonna
lie.
put you in timeout. I sit in timeout for 5 minutes, and then I go back doing it again. I ain't care about sitting in the corner for 5 minutes. They don't
Man,
care
My
about that.
grandma like
I
whooping
would,
ass though,
I
free.
would,
I would say, and but no, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I've seen my grandma have a rough day, and I knew she about to whoop some ass, man. I knew she about to whoop some ass. You can't.
yeah, your
It
grandma
just,
sound like
it just what it
a
was.
mean husband.
It was with hey, and you want her to whoop because you don't want Granny to whoop because he don't know how to ease up.
Yeah, I mean,
so
hey,
so you
I'm
would
gonna
take
put
it
it
whoop
like
from her
this.
all day. Because my
I'm gonna put it like
grandfather
this.
would go ahead.
No, I mean, all of us on here got beatings when we were younger. We
Hmm.
all turned out fine. We all
Yeah.
turned out fine. You everybody have their mistakes. They have their downfalls and they slip up or whatever. But for the most part, we all turned out fine. So we're not out here disrespecting anybody and things like that. These young kids nowadays, they don't have no respect for nobody because they don't fear anybody. When I was a kid, I feared my parents. I feared my grandmother. I feared my aunts and uncle. These kids don't fear nobody because they don't get disciplined. So they don't have that fear in them.
and I think BC said it earlier. He was like, because back then it was a community ass whooping that you would get. You ain't get beat like, especially
Yeah.
if you at your cousin house. I'm just giving my cousin daddy, my uncle. I'm gonna catch it from him. Then he gonna tell my mama exactly what happened. I'm gonna catch it from her. Then some type of way, my grandma she gonna find out, and my great grandma gonna find out. I'm gonna catch it from them. Hey, ass just being passed down the line out here, being beat down, man. I'm talking about that just belts and switches all around the place.
I never
And
forget.
Big Man used to. Last point, you had to pick your own switch. I don't know if y'all used to doing this, but we had to pick our own switch. And then what she would always do, you pick three. You know what I'm saying? Now don't pick a small
Yeah,
one
she
because
gonna braid them. Yeah.
she gonna braid. You already know where I'm going with it. You pick three, and she gonna braid them up. And they sat right there behind her little rocking chair that she sat in, right in
Mhm.
arm's reach. All she do is reach back just a little bit. Ooh, hey, I told you for the longest, me and me and the dog, we had got we knew that we need to stay out of Big Ma area. You know what I'm saying? We need to stay out the way. So we just out there chilling. We in the backyard or playing basketball, whatever. But we hanging together because we know we both at risk during this time right now. We both at risk, so we need to make sure we in order. That's it.
Oh yeah, dog gonna get his ass whooped too.
Yeah, hey, look, Big Man used to call me the dog name on Nina, and Nina was the girl. Nina, boy, you know who I'm talking to. Bring your ass here. Come here. And you be thinking, you like,
You
what?
know what's so funny about it? I just wonder, and maybe it's wrong of me to think it like this. I just wonder, like, were they like fences? Like my grandma used to be, catering and cooking and stuff. She'd be in the hot kitchen all day. I used to wonder, was she upset about what I did, or was she just mad that she's working in that hot kitchen all day? I used to always wonder that because when you get in trouble, man, She going to work, man. And my grandma wasn't a small woman. She's about 6'3", 300 pounds.
Damn.
So
BBL, BBL,
she
BBL.
wasn't no.
It was a little bit of both. She was mad because she was in that kitchen all day, but she was also mad that you was out there acting a fool. So it
Yeah.
was a little bit of both.
And my grandfather, old school dude working at Chrysler, man, he up there in the plant. He used to be on a janitorial service, and he be out there, taking trash out. And people don't know this is before, like, they had all the, the things that made it easier. He up and down them stairs, up and down the offices, all that. You know what I mean? Because people don't know cleaning was you was on the same pay grade as somebody who was on the line. So all they was do is my grandfather, they would chase that pay grade. So he had got that top tier pay grade, and he took the easiest job in the house. And when he got on that trash, that janitor stuff, he was a lot smoother. But then when he got on that murder, I don't know if you guys ever heard of like the motor pool that they have there, man. I don't know what they made him do by moving them tow trucks, but he came home ready to whoop ass. So I mean, I think a lot of times now we realize that our parents they probably needed therapy, man. Because you don't need to come home and whoop nobody's ass off something that they did wrong. How about you have a conversation? You know what I mean? It is
I
what it
mean, you
is.
got
But
my
I
parents had a
mean,
conversation
but
as
in
they was beating
BVO's
me.
case, it don't sound like the ass whooping worked. So were they really effective?
no,
And
they
then like
hurt.
you
They
had to
hurt.
do a little bit of time. You had to do a little bit of time. Like I've
Well,
heard
what
you talk
got
about
me,
that, BVO.
as my
Like that
as
was
my grandma told me, you got more respect for that white woman who gonna put your black ass behind that cage.
there you go.
Uh, hey, BVO, look, my parents they talk to me as they whoop my ass. They definitely talk to me, and I listen. As they whoop me, they was talking. Didn't I
Facts.
tell you not to? And they
Yeah.
continue whooping my ass. But the thing
Hey,
is,
free, and them words ring just a little. They ring a little more true with that when you
yeah,
getting touched at that same time that you listening to them words. It ring a little more true in your mind, don't it?
right,
Yeah.
yeah, you understand a lot more when you got a belt to that ass. You might not listen to them if they just say, "Hey, don't go to the end of the block. I mean, don't go past the end of the block." But when they put a belt to your ass and say, "Don't go past the end of that damn block," you ain't going past the end of that block because you don't want that belt to your ass no more.
Hey, and
Hey, look,
don't not cry.
hey, get.
I used to ask my grandma was she enjoying this, and that's what she want to get my granddad. He really about to whoop some ass. And
See what?
I'll tell you this. Now my family get mad when I say this, but my granddad used to whoop ass. He used to go too far, man. It is what it is. Though. He used to go too far, man. Because I remember one time my cousin got knocked out. He had said something to my grandma. She slapped him. He hit the fridge. I thought he was dead. I thought the dude was dead. I said, "You about to go to jail?" That's what I said
But
as a
but but,
kid.
but BBL,
But check this out though. Check this out. She get a pot of cold water, man. I think I told Coach about this. She dumped the water on this nigga. This nigga wake right up. I thought he was dead. I said, "You going to jail?" I got a whooping for saying she was going to jail. Check that out. I got a whooping for saying she was going to jail, Coach. That was a crazy part. That
No,
was crazy.
my grandfather.
you didn't get whooped because you said they was going to jail. She whooped you because she believed that you threatened them to go to jail. That was a threat.
She knew BBL was a snitch.
You said what? I
She
can't
knew you
listen.
was a snitch. She knew you was a snitch.
No, you should have seen it, Coach. I thought that nigga was dead. I seen it. Y'all had to see it. I thought the nigga was dead. She hit him that hard. I thought he was dead.
So,
You
so
talking about
I
look,
never saw this. I never saw this, but I used to get like they used to tell me stories. So my great grandfather, excuse me, Big my husband, he died in '86. I was born in '88. So when they used to tell stories about, all right, Big man, she gonna handle him, but if Papa got to get involved, he taking the butt of the shotgun to your forehead. That's what he gonna do to you. So y'all need to be in order out here, especially. And this is the default. This when they living in the country, all the way in the country, deep south. You know what I'm saying, Roberta. So hey, he taking that shotgun straight to your head and might knock you out with it.
You know what's funny? When I don't know if you guys ever seen that broom, them thick broom. It's not made for sweeping. It's only made for whooping ass. And my grandma hit me with that broom, and I said, "Dang, you trying to hurt somebody?" And she went even crazier because I said that. My grandma tell me all the time, "You got a big mouth, and I'm gonna break you." She said all the time, "I'm gonna break your mouth." Shout out to my grandma. It's funny because I used to not like that she was like that, but now that she's gone, it's kind of funny how much I miss her, man. But that's life, man. That's life, man. That's life, man. Shout out to my grandma, man. I miss that old girl.
Yeah, shout out
What
to
you
the
say?
Grammys.
What you say? Bring me a Pepsi, and that's what I would do. I would do stuff like this. Like if my grandma asked for a 7 Up, I'm bringing a Sierra Mist. If my grandma asks for like a Pepsi, I'm gonna bring her a Dr. Pepper.
You did stuff on purpose to get your ass whooped.
No, but I'm talking about you kill freak. Yo, now you don't whoop no ass like they was whooping ass. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You don't whoop no ass like they was whooping ass. They whooping ass about whatever. I mean, if you on their
Nah,
phone late, if you run up if you run up they long distance, anything, they whooping ass, brother.
dog, that's not whatever. That's literally what you get your ass whooped for. You know you supposed to be asleep.
What my grandma say, y'all listen, y'all watching that devil Dragon Ball Z? You ain't watching that devil over here. I think she used to call Piccolo a devil. Y'all not watching that devil. We used to play Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh, y'all over there playing which games, huh? Bam. I remember I had some Pokemon cards under my bed. My grandma took them bad boys and man to church, gave them Uncle Herman, God rest his soul. He never gave them back. I had to steal them out of his office later on. But I had a great childhood. I can't tell anybody anything. If I had a great childhood, man, I just felt like my parents were older, so they were like really harsh. But I had a great childhood. I can't complain. I got
I
to
had a
go to
great childhood too.
SeaWorld. I got to go to SeaWorld, Geauga Lake, all that stuff. It was fun, man. It's just that I wish my grandma would have gave me more. My grandma and granny would have gave me more of a break, and they wouldn't have been so cruel at times. But it was all good. I don't got nothing bad to say.
Yeah, I had a great childhood too, but I thank God
Yeah,
for
I'm
my
35.
grandmother.
I'm 35, BC.
Great lady, great
Yeah.
Canadian lady. She used to call me all type of names while she was whooping me, and I never used to knew what they were until I grew up. She used to call me like a beady rock. Like I didn't know nothing. I still to this day don't know what that means. She
Hold
used
on,
to
she
say
called you a
like
what?
following
You
them
called
little
hold on, what she called you? A
a
beady
bit
ruck?
a bit a bitty rock. I still to this day don't know. My mother can't even tell me what that is. Like, that's an old Grenadian Creole word. I don't know what that means.
A beady
She
ruck.
used to come outside. She used to not even let me cross the gate after I came from doing something because it's like it's the way how you described your upbringing, Dove. That's how mine was. You used to get beat by any adult if they saw you doing some stupidness. So we went by there was this old man. He used to come by and cut my grandmother's grass, and he had a shed that he kept all his tools in. We went in this man's shed and raided it, and we took about at least three machetes, and we were playing like we were medieval swordsmen or whatever. Then at one point, we started just throwing the machete in the air and running from it. This man came outside. He didn't catch me, but he whooped two of the other boys that were there. I get home, this lady's waiting right there with the fungi spoon, and she goes to work. I'm talking about she dragged down my pants right there outside and start putting that spoon to my ass. And the whole time she talking about you gonna grow up to be a chichi man if you keep following all that man like that. I'm like, what the hell is a chichi man? It's not till later I learned what that really meant. She was saying I was gonna grow up to be crooked. You know what I'm saying? You keep following them other little
Hold on,
boys.
what they called it? A
And
chichi
then
man. They called it a chichi
a chich,
man?
a chichi man is another word for a batty boy, essentially, or anti man. You keep following them little boys, that's what you're
Listen,
gonna grow
man.
up to be. Like she was
Basically, you going to jail. That's
demeaning.
what they tell us. You going to
I
jail.
mean,
Oh, you going to jail now? Hold on.
yeah.
Hey, what's funny? But hey,
I
Hey,
but now
love
let
that
me
lady
ask you
to
this.
death though.
Hey,
I love
Bigo,
her to death. I mean, I
you
miss her
remember
every day.
y'all remember when the bus driver hit the dude with the uppercut and told him
Oh
No,
yeah,
you
that
you
going
was
to
going to
jail
later.
jail?
I
Yeah,
now?
that
forget
was
what
in
You
that
going to
Cleveland.
jail
uppercut.
now?
Jeez.
Yeah, that was in Cleveland. Hey, coach, you know what's so funny? I never forget this. That's how I knew like I wasn't the best as a young kid because me and my wife had seen my kindergarten teacher, and she was crying. I mean, she hugged me. She crying, talking about, I didn't know about you. I didn't know what you was gonna do with your life. And I'm thinking to myself, you thought a kindergarten was that bad? You a jerk. You thought a kindergarten was that bad? And it's kind of funny, but you know what? I gotta take on this myself. That hey, man, I was being a jerk, man, and
Extremely.
I gotta be better. And I just had to learn that because one thing for sure, my grandmother used to tell me all the time, ain't no excuse. You ain't no goofball. You know what I mean? You know what's going on. This is what you create. But I thank God for I thank God for Magistrate Sonderman. She helped change my life because she told me something that I'll never forget. She said, I'm not gonna do it for you. If you think you so slick, I got a place for your slick ass. And she was talking about
Yo,
jail. She was talking about jail. What you say? What you tell me? I had did something to her court. I can't think of the name of what she said. Some type of infraction I had did. And I was causing shame on her court. And she said if I did it again, she was gonna make me play. What's the word she used? Something about it was gonna be a vicious payment. Basically she was gonna put me away. That's all it was. She's gonna put me away. And I think about it to this day, like most kids, I'm not talking about like the ones that just messed around. I'm talking about kids like me who were being bad. Sometimes jail will do better. Sometimes jail will do good for you, man. It really will. It'll make you a better person because you get in there with them idiots and you realize I can't live here. These dudes is super stupid. You want to be in there with them guys, man. And you seen that with Malcolm. Malcolm did, I think, 10 or 12 years in prison. He came out and was able to do something special for himself. And, I don't know how many times Dr. King got arrested, and got his ass whooped. It's just one of them things I'll tell you, man. Sometimes,
Dr. King was a freedom fighter. You were just a goofball.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that sometimes people don't realize this, but sometimes prison saves people. And I think that, and it's going to sound crazy, more kids should go to like boot camps or like I went to something called Indian River, the youth authority. You go there and you realize that ain't nobody playing with you. Because sometimes you think it's a joke, man. You think it's a joke till they shut that door. You really do. You think you go, as she used to say, you think you're running the con, you're only conning yourself. And I think the most important thing you can ever do is look in that mirror and say, you know what, I'm wrong. And if you forgive me, I'm going to do better. But I always say this, don't get in that mirror and be like, you no good, blah, blah, blah. Because yes, you are no good. But that's not you. That's the enemy inside you, man. And you just got to say, you know what, God, just give me a chance to do better and do better when you get a chance. And guess what? You chilling from there. But that's something I learned. I had to learn. He said, no, I'm going to tell you something funny. Jail is the most fun and most ignorant place you can ever be in your life, man. You'll have fun some days, but it's hell other days, man. It's hell other days. Like when y'all eating like all them sweets and stuff, I can only speak about, the youth authority. It's fun, man. When they be having you making cakes and donuts, like they take biscuits and you make donuts out of biscuits, but when they take you out that doggone dormitory and they make you sit in a cell, or you on a liveman watch, and you're in there getting pumped full of pills, it's tough, man. What you think about all this, Coach, man? You've been quiet today.
I'm just listening to you, man. You was a full blown nutcase. Full blown. Stuff I hear you say, only to say about full blown nutcase.
Y'all know when I met Bernard, he said, man, you a psychopath, man. That's what he told me.
You was, man.
Like
You was psychopath.
I've never heard some of the things that I've heard you say, BBO, come from no other human. I'm gonna say that for the second time. Like you just looked for small people to throw down the escalator at the mall. Like you looked at that as
No,
fun.
you missing what they
Like
threw us down there
you like a
too.
cartoon character villain. That's what
No.
you is. That's what you were when you was a kid.
No, they threw us down there too. I got thrown down the escalator too, Mark.
Man,
That's the thing you don't
I don't
understand.
believe you. I don't believe you.
Hey, the Chinaman grabbed me up and threw me down the escalator too. I'd have been thrown down the
Hold
escalator.
on. So you was the 5'10" dude getting grabbed up by the 5'3" dude getting thrown down the
No, it
escalator.
was three of them. It was
I
three of
don't
them
believe it. He didn't even say that
because
earlier. He said it
You
was
see,
his
hold
cousin that
on,
got
Marky. You
thrown
seen
down
it,
one
Marky.
day.
You seen it, Marky.
all I'm gonna tell you is this, man. Them Chinamen, they're a pack ratchet, man. They don't fight fair. You slap one Chinaman, that's another Chinaman come behind you with an uppercut.
That's
They
how
don't
it's
fight
supposed
one
to
on one.
be.
No, you're not listening. I said they don't fight one on one. You can have an issue with one Chinaman, and then his cousin or somebody will come, and then it's you versus two people or you versus three people.
I mean,
You
when you
know?
got a
Get what?
5'10",
And in the
six
hood,
foot
guess what?
13-year-old, bruh.
Get what my grandma, me and my cousin, we knew one thing. If one of us get to fight, we all got to fight. We all fit to fight. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Say Jeff or whatever.
speaking of
Yeah,
Chinamen,
you know, you got
those
one-on-one, those
Chinamen
type
was
of
the
things.
ones trying to fish fillet me while y'all talking crazy. When they tried to say I ran, I didn't run. I just went to the store. It was Chinamen trying to fish fillet me. Was that a hate
I would
crime?
have tried. I would have tried to fish fillet you too. You kept throwing me down the escalator.
Free.
Yeah, I'd
They
have
threw me
made
down the
sure you
escalator
didn't come
too.
back. Especially you're a repeat
No, do
offender
you
when it comes to
realize?
the
No, do you
escalators.
realize an escalator is metal? That joint ain't no daggone whoopee cushion. You throwing a man down a daggone metal flight of stairs that moves.
So when he throw me down, it's okay, huh? It's okay when my knee
No,
all
You
scraped up.
I didn't.
Okay,
I
I
started
didn't.
see what
it.
you're saying, Free.
I didn't say it was okay, but I understood why he came after you trying to fish fillet you because you threw him down the daggone escalator.
I'm still, coach, to this day, I never understood why them dudes came to school and they wanted to try to make it seem like I ran and they had them long swords, man. It just made me laugh. How you gonna try to play tough and you had a weapon the whole time?
You need
Oh
help.
man,
You need help,
that
man.
was funny, man.
Like I said, it all depends on what you were looking for out of life and in life. You gotta remember, I came up at a time when people wanted to get money. You came up at a time when people wanted to get high.
Yeah, that's a
See,
good
it's
point.
it was different time for different stuff. These kids
Hmm.
nowadays, drug dealing didn't go away, and
Hmm.
they didn't solve a drug problem. Kids too lazy to sell drugs now.
Yeah.
So it's different eras created different things. You know, these kids nowadays, they just want to be into mischief.
Hmm.
They don't want to do anything that's productive. But once again, it takes a village. But if you got a
Hmm.
village full of idiots, what are they creating? More idiots.
Yeah, that's a good
When
I
you
point.
when
think I
your dad walking around here with his pants hanging down, what his son gonna do?
Same thing.
Dang.
Yeah, you preaching, coach.
And that's the bad one. I just said a second ago, I was talking to a friend of mine. I said, man, I pray for understanding at this current understanding, you know what I'm saying, and knowledge right now so I can raise my son accordingly. Make sure that
Yeah.
I can clear the pathway for him and he's not gonna deal with a lot of the things that we had to come up dealing with, if that makes sense. Because, times are different now. We're in a better situation. So, but I still have to have that understanding to make sure that I'm raising him correctly and putting the right type of energy on him. Where he ain't going out there and allowing the other individual to and convince him to act the fool out there. Because once you start acting the fool, get what? Now I got to deal with you. And if I got to deal with you, well, we already know how that's gonna work. We already know how that's gonna work. So, you know, I say that's why we always got to pray for understanding and knowledge, not just from a standpoint of trying to be better people ourselves, but trying to raise our kids in the best way possible.
Yeah. I mean, cause hey, one thing you find out early in life, man, don't nobody owe you nothing, man. And for those kids, like I said, I was coming up with us and I came up with them. I'm just glad a lot of us did really well in life, man. Those same kids that you try to, you know, tried to fish fillet me on a really really nice Chinese store that I shop in to this day, and we laugh about that now. Like, oh yeah, they told me, oh yeah, BBO, we gonna cut you, man. I was like, yo, what? Yeah, we about to cut you, man. And the part that made me laugh was that they still act like I was the wrong person, and they the ones that had the knives. But
You know who you remind me. You know who you remind me of, BBO, and I
who's
think a
that?
lot of kids in this generation, to add on to what Coach is saying, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of kids now are looking for attention. I think that might be what you was at the time. Like you remind me, like if you had social media in your hands, you might have been the first bunk gang. You would have just been going around committing crimes just for the attention of it on social media, just for the rush.
You sick, man. But
That's what this stuff that like you talking about remind me of.
no, y'all cold, man. It's just a young brother having too much fun, and apparently you
Yeah,
can't have that kind of fun.
Bunk Gang was a young brother having too much fun, going in people's store, snatching up their products, smashing drinks on the ground,
Messing
screaming,
folk cars
snatching
up.
up people.
You remember
Exactly.
he used to jump on folk cars and break the windows and
Bunk
all
Gang, a whole lot of gangs. That's what you remind me of, BBO.
I'm gonna tell
Just
y'all
a
something
dummy.
cool. While we talking about, I know we're not talking boxing tonight, but I want to give a applause to David Benavidez. I can no longer call him the Mexican pussycat. He grew a pair of nuts, and he made it clear today that after he fights Zero Ramiro and John
Ramirez.
Batai fight,
Ramirez.
Ramirez, Zero Ramirez, and after my man Ja get done with Noel and his work with this guy, they will fight, and the Turk agreed they will be fighting at the top of next year, if not sooner. So
The
it's good
super
to
fight.
see David Benavidez grow a pair of nuts. I want to give him his credit, and shout out to the Turk for making the best fights. And I like to
Hey,
say that they heard us. Shout out to the Turk, man. Go ahead.
no, what happened was I called David Benavidez and I told him, I said, man, this man BBO keeps saying you won't call him out. I understand Jai Obertai is not gonna say your name, so please let this man know who's next. So David
And you know,
Benavidez said, well, since Jai don't have the balls to call my name, I'm gonna call his name and let him know I will be fighting him next.
and coach, and the part that made me laugh when I heard David and his dad talking today, you would have thought they heard the show, man, because they are somebody. It's a lot of people talking crazy. Shout out to
You
shout
think
out to Jose
you
and
think
You
I
Benavidez.
can't
know
slap, you can't slap
BBO,
me.
BBO, you think I'm joking? I'm dead serious.
No, I'm just saying the way he now I know is that a little bit, you know, Jose Singh. I'm just saying the way Jose Singh was talking, he kind of was like talking as if he had seen one of my videos. So shout out to Jose Singh, man. But I just thought it was funny. They tried to make it seem like he said we was speaking on. He tried to make it seem like people speaking on his son's name and blah blah blah. All I do is speak the facts. So I don't want no smoke.
Man,
Oh,
don't steal
trust
my
and believe he
vernacular. But listen,
trust and believe he did see your video. Trust and believe that he did see your video.
yeah, but listen, David Benavidez has always had the stones to step up to any challenger. So I don't know what you were talking about.
No, he grew a pair of balls. He grew a pair of balls.
I never thought the whole pussycat name was ever apt or accurate for this guy. Canelo ran from this man. This man came up to 175. Bivol didn't want to fight him. Beterbiev didn't want to fight him. And now he at 175. I hope that Jai Opataya, like you like to say, has the nuts to step in that ring with David Benavidez. Because I
Uh,
think Benavidez has the stones to step up to that challenge. You
well,
know
he
what I'm
just told
saying?
us today that he
The
grew
last time we
because we thought
saw
he was a unit.
Jai Opataya in there with a real puncher, with somebody who'd been in there with real opposition, his
Greatest.
jaw was damn near hanging down to his Adam's apple.
That's a
Just being
fact.
honest with you.
Broken jaw. Broken jaw. Broken jaw.
Yo,
Yeah,
hear these
so
dudes,
so
man,
we're
talking
gonna
about
see
not
what
a man
happens when
jaw
he
was
steps in
hanging.
there with the Mexican with El Monstro, not the Mexican pussycat. Get it right, boy.
What they call him, man? Moostro now?
El Monstro.
Shout out to the Mexican,
Hold on,
man.
did Marky just call you a boy?
Hell yeah.
Well, that's how those West Indians talk, man. That's how those West Indians talk. We gonna get him out of here. We gonna send him back on to ice. We gonna get him back home. But I'll
Oh,
say this: I'll say this, though, all jokes aside, I thought it was dope that they made it seem like they had heard my video, man, because, for David Benavidez to grow a pair of cojones, I just didn't think it was possible. I thought the man was a
BBO,
mighty cone.
they did listen to your video. I keep telling, I'm not joking. They did listen to your video.
Yeah, I'll just say this. It's just funny because, to hear them say, hey, coach, I was shocked, coach, but, Lawrence, we're going to have Ja Overtime on here soon. And I think it'll probably be after the fight from what I'm getting. But what you think about that, coach, about my man David Benavidez growing a pair of nuts?
I ain't gonna slap the hell out of your ass when you see me.
Nah, I'm gonna have to live with me. You ain't gonna slap me.
Hold on, not Jalil.
Jalil on Instagram. Be the man you was when you was on the radio. Be the man you was when you was on the radio.
Hold on, coach. Hey, BBO using Jalil as his bodyguard now.
I know. I'm just saying, hey, man. I want Jalil to do like he did for Tio, man. When he tell Africa, sit your monkey ass down. You remember that?
Yeah, that shit was
That's
crazy.
a true story. That's a true story, ain't it, coach?
Stop fucking with the man when he at work.
No, that's not what the dude said. He told this to sit your monkey ass down. That was
He
simple word.
He said that shit. Nigga
That's
crazy.
the fight.
Debo crazy.
That's why I said I don't think David Benavidez want to walk on me while I'm with Jalil, man. I think Jalil knock him out. I don't think that's
Jalil
smart.
gonna instigate that shit. He gonna instigate. He
You
gonna say, BBO, be strong like you was, man. Stand up to that nigga. You say you 6'5". You said you 6'5". That nigga gonna make you stand on business.
Hey, BBO sound like he ducking Rick, coach. He sound like he ducking Rick right now, don't he?
Oh, I sound like I'm ducking Rick. I just said my man got it.
That
That's all.
nigga, he ain't ducking wreck. He slid under the soda machine.
Hey, man. Y'all rough, man. Y'all some rough dudes. I'll tell you that right now. But let me ask you guys this. That being said, like hearing that about my man David, what you guys think about Xander calling Devin Haney a crybaby, and he said he gonna make anybody who said his name pay? What you guys think about Xander saying something like that?
Make Devin
like it.
You said Xander said what?
He gonna make Devin beat his ass.
Xander, he dipping his toe in some water that's too hot for him. That's exactly what's going on. He dipping his toe in some extra hot water, and all right.
Hell nah, Dub. Xander Ice is an old school type of fighter, 23 years old, showing he got the stones to step to any challenge. You know what I'm saying? 23 years old, a unified
He said he gonna
champ.
punish niggas, man. He said he gonna punish niggas.
23 years old, was performing at the Super Bowl halftime. He an icon where he from. He ain't scared of nothing.
I'm gonna tell you like Coach told you. I'm gonna tell you like Coach told you. These kids from this generation, they ain't backing down from nobody.
Yeah.
They ain't backing down from nobody.
Yeah.
That was funny though, man. I never thought I would hear Xander say no stuff like that, talking about he gonna do this and that.
But I think it's fantastic though, because at the end of the day, I think that could be a big fight. You know what I'm saying? And like what's your boy name? What's his name? That used to always talk for Tank. What's Leonard Ellaby? What Leonard used to always say? Oh, the fight ain't ready yet. It ain't been built up enough. We got to build it up accordingly. But this is them building up.
Talk to the fans like a pimp.
I used to love. I love Ellaby, man.
But ain't this building the fight? This is building the fight. So, hey, I think they doing the right thing, man. Go at each other. I ain't got no problem with it. Matter of fact, I want to see these niggas in the ring with each other. I can't wait for it. I want to see.
We gotta remember that we might get to see the sponsor, man. Shout out to Jalil Haggett, man, next middleweight champion. We might see him with Xander because Xander heard what he said, and Xander don't play that. So we gonna see, man. We might see the champ get a shot, man, at one of the best fighters in the world. So that's exciting all the way around, man. Because Xander don't take all that you talking on his name stuff.
But that ain't
Shout
what
out
you
to
asked me.
Xander.
That ain't what you asked me. You done shifted the conversation. I'm
No.
gonna take it back to what you were speaking on. And as far as Xander and Devin, man, hey, I think that's a dangerous fight for both of them. I want to see it. I want to see them guys in the ring with each other. If we're not gonna get the Keyshawn fight, if we're not gonna get, I definitely want to see the Ryan rematch. And I gotta ask BBO, if you don't mind, because this Saturday we finally have the Mario Barrios, Ryan Garcia, Africa, Oscar Duarte, Antoine versus Hiroka. I think Frank Martin on that card. I believe he's fighting Albright. He fighting the dude that Keyshawn and them tried to jump, ain't he? I think he is.
Yeah.
I might be.
Yeah.
Okay. And you got Beck the Bully on that card. Amari Jones is on that card. Are you excited for this weekend?
I am, but I don't. I'm be honest. I don't give Ryan Garcia a lot of support. It don't matter, we only got like 9,000 subscribers, but I don't support Ryan Garcia at all. I just don't like him, to be honest with you. So that's why I'm gonna
I'm
cover the
glad to hear
fight
you
and all
say
that.
that.
I just don't like Ryan Garcia, man. I don't like the stuff he say, man. He like now he's I don't know. I don't like the stuff he say, man. And shout out to him. I know he part of the Alphabet gang and everything, but I just don't like how he is. I don't like him, man.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. Even though it's the main event, Ryan and Mario Barrios, I'm more excited for the Africa fight. Really, the Antoine Hiroka fight is the fight that I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, Hiroka can be nasty. He could. I don't think he can beat Antoine.
I like
He gonna give him a
Hiroka.
good fight.
I think Hiroka
like
can
Hiroka.
fight. I like Hiroka.
Yeah, he got like what was it 10 straight knockouts or something?
Something crazy. Yeah, it's something
Yeah,
like
he
that.
beat niggas dead. Hey, and you know what? Speaking of Hiroka, man, he gonna have to be ready, because just like Coach Beaton showed us what you live. Them guys that come from that Gary Russell tree, these niggas can box and come forward. So you can't just do what you want. So
man, I think it's gonna be it was just interesting listening to Mr. Gary talk about it. And Coach, I want to ask you real quick, and Free, I know y'all kind of had connection. No disrespect to you, BVO. You know what I'm saying? I think when you said you met Mr. Gary Sr., he was like, man, what the hell you got? Man, get the hell on, man. What you doing? Anyways.
Yeah, that was years ago. Yeah, he did say get the hell off. Shout out to Coach. Hey, Coach, you know what's funny? I wish Coach was here. I wish Coach was here, because I had talked to the nigga on the phone. Then when I see him, get the hell out the way, big man. That was the first thing I put my mouth.
But
that's cool. Way to go.
I just want to hear y'all opinion, Coach Free. I want to hear y'all opinion on the style matchup between Hiroka and Antoine. It was interesting listening to Mr. Gary say, man, on paper, you know what I'm saying, Hiroka's style is all wrong for my younger brother. But we got this. Hey, we already got the game plan in place, and we know what we're gonna do. Just what y'all thoughts? Have y'all seen Hiroka, and what's y'all thoughts on that fight?
I agree with Mr. Gary Russell. Hiroka's style is all wrong for Antoine's style is all wrong for Hiroka, because Hiroka he backs up in a straight line, and he needs space. He needs space to get his arsenal off. Well, the one thing that we know about Antoine knows how to close that distance very quickly. And he's not going to, if he see that you need space to get off your firepower, he's not going to give you that space. He's going to stay right in your chest and beat your body up until you break down and give up. So I think this style matchup is all wrong for Hiroka. And everybody that believes Hiroka is a big puncher, yes, he is a big puncher. But against the level of opposition that he's been in the ring with, he was able to display his power. Antoine is not going to give him that opportunity to be able to display his power, because he needs distance. And so I just think Antoine is going to beat him up.
Yeah, what you think, Coach?
I just don't think that there's nobody at that weight class that could fuck with Antoine right now. I think he's too mentally disciplined. I think he's definitely the bigger puncher in the weight class. and he's a force. I mean, yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do with him? You haven't seen him hurt. You haven't seen him fatigued. You haven't seen anything of that nature. And then all of those guys are of his generation.
Hold on, now, Coach. I will say I did think he was
Francis
hurt.
gave him hell.
I thought he was hurt against Ranks. I thought he did get hurt against Ranks.
Is okay. I think you can get hit with a good shot, and any fighter gets buzzed and get their attention. But I haven't seen him hurt where he's backed up, hands up, trying to play a whole defensive posture.
No, he wasn't almost stopped. Is that what you're saying? No, he wasn't almost stopped. No.
And I think that if
No,
you
no,
if
I
you
didn't think
not almost stop. I'm not saying stop. Just once again, I don't see where any of them can give anything that can put him to the point where it could be dangerous. I just don't see it. I just don't see you at some point with Antoine. You gotta have firepower. If you don't have firepower, he'll walk through that shit. Even in his loss, he was walking through that motherfucker. If you don't have firepower, he coming. And like I said, I don't really rely. Who who are the champions in his division?
right now the champion Shakur. Shakur is the WB, but the WBO, the IBF is Africa, and then I believe what is Antoine? Is Antoine the WBC or no? He's the WBA, WBC champion. The dude who just won against
It's
what,
Dalton Smith.
Dalton Smith. Thank you.
Okay,
Champion.
I'm gonna say this: Dalton Smith, the toughest out of the other three champions outside of Antoine, because I can't put Antoine against himself. But Dalton Smith, the toughest out of the other three, and I think the other two, Twan is just bring the bitch out of.
So when you say that, we
I
talk
got
about
a I
go
got
ahead,
a
go ahead.
question. Is Antoine still with PBC or is he with a
He's still with
DAZN
PBC.
promotion now?
He's still with PBC.
The only thing I see that could hold back Antoine's career is inactivity. Outside of that, I think he's really improved from those Francis Bartholomew fights. That Puello fight, I'd like to see the rematch. I think he could potentially win, maybe even stop the guy at this point. Especially if Puello fight the type of fight he had against Matias. I ain't really seen Hiroka. But what I will say is the people from the Asian continent, they typically don't fare well at these higher weight classes. All I would ask from Antoine is just more activity. Like I think he fought like when did he beat El Rayo? Like I think last year May or somewhere around that time. Like that's it. That's really it. So I'm hoping that now that Turkey's taking an interest in him, we could get more of that. But I think you should get
And,
through this. I don't see this, and I haven't seen the guy
and
fight, so I'm not gonna try to
and
discredit him.
that's another
But
thing,
I just
Marky.
want to
That's
see.
another thing.
Well, go
That's
ahead.
another thing. Andy Aroko hasn't fought since September 5th of 2024. He's been out of the ring for almost 2 years, and he's
But
stepping
there you
back in
go.
the ring with Antoine.
Well, there you go. So that dude got his own inactive. But that's why I said I don't see this guy, and I'm not trying to discredit him because I haven't seen him fight. But I just don't see a person named Andy Hiroka being the one who decrowns or dethrones Antoine at this point.
No, he won't be thrown, but he could beat him a little bit. Beat on him a little bit. He not no punk. Tell you that right now. Orochi ain't no punk. But on that
I
note,
mean,
man, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say no. He's not no punk, but none of the guys that Antoine been in the ring with have been punks. They all try to fight Antoine. They just realized that they couldn't.
Yeah, yeah. I thought Pulo beat him, but watching it the second time, I don't think he put that better. He was kind of outboxed. That's all.
No, I think Antoine he took his foot off the gas. He took his foot
Yeah.
off the gas and he didn't stick to the game plan like I told y'all from the very beginning. Before
Yeah.
Antoine even told you, I said that man he didn't stick to the game plan. He took his foot off the gas and he let Alberto come back.
And
But if Antoine would have
Hitchens said
stayed
he's a
stick with
front runner. What y'all think about Hitchens saying that? Called Antoine a front
huh?
runner. He
Well,
called Antoine a
he been front running on I mean, he been front running on Hitchens since the amateurs. Then
I think you had something for that. That's funny. My man said
Well, if Hitchens say Antoine is a front runner, that just tells me that he don't expect making it past the first 6 rounds because he's not trying to get in there with him. He don't plan on making it past the first 6 rounds. If you think Antoine is a front runner,
yeah, I think he was talking out his ass. That's all. To be totally honest, he just talking. I mean, Antoine is dangerous. Look at that boxing. But anybody got anything else when we get out here? We're gonna be back tomorrow.
nah, I'm good.
All right, on that note, man, we see everybody tomorrow. We're gonna be talking boxing. Thank you guys for supporting the day, and we out of here, y'all. Peace.
Peace.